Hello and welcome back to the Motorhome review channel. Today I'm at Premium Motorhomes in South Yorkshire and I'm here to review this. This is the Weinsberg CaraCompact 640 MEG Pepper Edition. Now this is a Mercedes-based motorhome and it's one that I've really wanted to review for quite a long time because this does appear to be the most affordable brand new Mercedes-based motorhome that you can buy. So what do we need to know about it? Weinsberg, it is a German manufacturer and it's part of the Knaus group. They do have very solid build quality at a very reasonable price. But what I want to know is the build and the finish up to the price point, or is there going to be a big compromise all round? Well, we're going to find out. Now this one here at Premium has got a number of options on it and it's priced at £90,000. The actual starting price is nearer to £80,000, but this will give us an idea of what you're going to get at that spec'd up £90,000 price point. Now many of you will still be saying that's a hell of a lot of money, and it is. However, in the Mercedes world of motorhomes, this is the most affordable Mercedes I think you can potentially buy and get into in 2026. So let's go through the all-important facts and figures. So yes, the CaraCompact, the 640 MEG, is based on Mercedes. It's standard with the 2-litre diesel engine, 150 horsepower as standard and manual transmission. This one here at Premium has got the automatic. Now the great thing about this motorhome is the size of it. So in terms of length, it's 6 metres and 92 centimetres long, so it's under 7 metres in length. It's 2 metres and 30 centimetres wide, and it's 2 metres and 75 centimetres in height, so it's a relatively low motorhome. This one is a 2-berth motorhome with 4 travel seats. There is an option on the Weinsberg to have the CaraCompact Suite, and that will give you 4 berths and 4 travel seats. The difference there is there will be slightly more height on that motorhome and a little bit more length. Now the other great thing is that this is a 3.5 tonne motorhome. You can drive this on your standard car licence. You don't need C1. And on paper, from what I can ascertain, depending on the extras you put on, you will still get a fairly good payload of around 400 kilos. But as I say, it always depends on the extras. If you do have the C1 category on your licence and you want more payload, you can have this in a 4.2 tonne model, or you can even downrate the 4.2 tonne to 3,880 kilos. So you've got three weights, 3.5 tonne, 3.88 tonne or 4.2 tonnes. So those are our all-important facts and figures. And as I've already told you, this one here at Premium, £90,000. On the Mercedes, as standard, it will come with the white cab, and then down the sides you can see the white sides and then the graphics or the decals. This one has the LED headlights. Up at the top there is the Weinsberg logo, a sunroof and some extra graphics just at the top that we can see there. Continuing down, the solid white bumper in the paint finish as well, and the fog lamps here too. Now because this is a German manufactured vehicle, the habitation door is here on the offside. It is a right-hand drive though. Let's start with up on the roof. So, as standard, you will not get solar and lithium. However, if you want, you can add a 100-watt solar panel, or you can add 200 watts of solar panels, and you can add a lithium battery if you want. Starting at the cab, we have our large wing mirrors. As I've said, it is right-hand drive, a small cab step, and then continuing down, we come to the habitation door. The one-piece door, it does have a window, awning light, and here an awning is fitted. This is an optional extra. There's also an electric step as well here on this one. An option that's been fitted at Premium is an external gas barbecue point if you want to add that. The vents for our tower fridge and freezer, and then here the name and the fact it is the Edition, say this one the Pepper. The continued graphics, and then storage for our gas. On board you're going to get storage for 2 11-kilo gas bottles here. And then as we go along, a garage. This is a fantastic sized garage. Again, for the price point, I think we really are getting quite a lot of equipment on this one. So into the garage, there are lights in here, as you can see, a plug socket, and then a vent for the Truma air-blown heating. There is a garage on the near side and the off side. Nice low-level floor, so easy to lift equipment in. This one has a nice solid floor finish to it, tie-down points, the awning winder's been put there, and there are some storage shelves as well. So a really excellent height, nice size garage as well. I like that one. Let's head around the back. So on the rear, we do have up here fitted the rear view camera, then the CaraCompact and the Edition, our graphics, the Mercedes badge as well, Weinsberg, and then these retro circular lights as well that we can see here. I'll make my way down the near side. So we have our second garage door here, the toilet cassette point, and then the vent for the Truma air-blown heating. This is our service hatch. So when this is open, we have our electric hookup point here. This is where you're going to fill your fresh water, a 95 litre fresh water tank, a 65 litre grey tank. So that's quite a small grey waste tank. And then our valves here to dump the water when you need to do that. You can access the fresh water tank here if you do need to get in and give it a clean as well. And then continuing down, we finish with obviously the door into the passenger side. Diesel filler, 65 litre diesel tank as standard. You can opt for a 92 litre diesel tank as an optional extra if you want that. And then again, a small side step, and then our Mercedes alloys as well as we continue round. Now, depending on the pack that you put on your Pepper Edition, there's a number of different Mercedes safety features as well, so you can spec that. So you've got crisscross wind assist. There's a number, as I say, of different features. I'll put a link in the description so you can check all of those out. But many people will opt, I think, for many of those safety packs. Now, if I open up our habitation door, so within the window, there is a concertina blind. Then we've got our handle, and we have got the Weinsberg name there. And then this little addition as well, a little bag here for storage. You can obviously take that with you as well. The electric step, the button for that is here, so I'll just deploy that out. Out comes our two-lay step, and we'll make our way inside. You will get a fly screen in the door as well. Right, into the interior. Now, I must admit, at the price point, and this is why I've been keen to show you this one, at this price point for Mercedes, I think the interior of this motorhome is beautifully finished, and I'm really looking forward to showing you around. So let's make a start here in the cab. So we have our Mercedes multifunctional steering wheel, the Mercedes screen. You'll be able to see your rear view camera in here, and then cup holders. The safety features that are fitted, there's cameras for those in the front there as well. And then up above, we have a good size sunroof. This does open, it has a blind and a fly screen. You will get the blind in the front windscreen and the side windows as well. And then the upholstery. So I've spun obviously the chairs around. This one does fully turn. The upholstery though, we have a very dark chocolate leather effect material, a fabric, and then the Weinsberg name there in the seats. A good thing as well, if I fold this down, they are finished with fabric as well. I'll just turn around now. So this is now turning round into our lounge or dining room area. So you've got the two chairs here. These obviously are two of your travel seats. And then opposite, there's another two travel seats here on this forward-facing bench seat. Because it's forward-facing, the good thing is you don't have to make any adaptions to turn these into travel seats. And again, the nice fabric there, Edition Pepper embossed in the fabric. And then we have our table. This does come out further as well. There's a further flap here, sliding that out and making this large dining room space. Because although it is a two-berth, I think potentially you may have friends stopping with you on a campsite, and you'll be able to all get together in here. There is a plug socket as well underneath, so if you do want to charge any gadgets, you can do that. And this table is also manoeuvrable as well. It's not a fixed table. The window here on the near side, this does open, and again, we have a concertina blind. So we haven't got the sort of usual European plastic type blinds, we've got the concertina. And then here, this is something I like. This is a leather effect padded wall board, if you can see on there. And that complements as well the ceiling, because if I stand up just above me, there's also the same padding here on the ceiling. Nice lighting. So again, although this is technically an entry-level motorhome, it actually has a much more premium feel to it. The cab, as I stand up, you can see the headroom here. And then if I just move down slightly, there is a little step down. And what that's going to give us is 200 centimetres total headroom. So this is ideal for those taller travellers. Let me come down to floor level. So as I say, there's a little lip here. Just need to be careful when you are stepping down. The dark grey wood effect flooring, this is nice. And then there's some low level lights as well. Another thing I've noticed is there's a number of air vents in here. So the Truma air blown heating, there's vents dotted around literally everywhere. That tells me that this motorhome is probably going to be a very warm space, and it has the Truma 6, which is the more powerful system. You can add as well, which I think I'd go for, the optional electric underfloor heating. So that's the flooring, that's the air vents, and this is our dining room space. Let's have a look in this cupboard next. So we have an oatmeal effect textured finish frontage here, a slightly just off chrome handle, and then this colour is almost a copper colour. I'm not sure if that'll show up on the video, but that's a copper colour, and that matches this orange sort of effect that's through the Weinsberg. We can see it in the logo here, and then we can see it here. That's really nice. And LED lighting, lovely LED lighting. If we open up our storage cupboard, we've got full size there, and then on this side we've got a shelf. To be honest, I think that would be best just without the shelf, because I think it just diminishes the size in there. But lovely storage in there. And then under here, if you can just see under there, there is a USB charging point. And then we have a bracket ready for the installation of our television. And that's there. There is also a plug socket in that corner. Now I'll move over to the off side. So as we came in, we have our control panel here, and then a hook. And then we see this wood. So again, we've got this nice sort of medium tone, warm feeling wood, following round into our kitchen space. Now, on this side here, there's a plug socket, there's the button for the electric step, and a light switch. There's also an incredibly good size kitchen worktop extension flap, and you can see the finish of the worktop here. Again, it's a grey colour. You can obviously have that up fully, giving you additional worktop space in the motorhome. And then coming along, we have the main kitchen. If I lift this up, 3 gas burners. Now quite often I do say that I think 2 gas burners is plenty in a motorhome, and just 2 would give you this additional worktop space back. Then we have a circular sink, good size chrome tap, kitchen window, there's a blind and a fly screen, and the worktop finish continues here in this splashback as well. There's then under lighting, and under here we have a plug socket and a further plug socket. So loads of plug sockets in the kitchen. Then up into the kitchen cupboard. Now a bit like that lounge cupboard, this is a usable space, but here we have this divider. Personally, I would probably be tempted to take that out, because I think the space here could be a little bit small, but again, totally up to you how you use these spaces. Coming down then, now here we have our cutlery drawer. These ones have got a little clasp here, push this up and then slide out. Cutlery tray already installed in there, that's a nice size, and they are soft close as well. Coming down, now this is an optional extra because a lot of the European market don't tend to fit ovens and grills, however in the UK we do. This is a Thetford gas oven and grill. It is at a fairly low height. They obviously have to decide where they can fit these appliances in for the UK market, and that's down there. And then here, if I just drop that down, there's just a very small section of storage just under there. And then coming along, if I open this up, this is a good storage cupboard. 3 separate shelving areas as we drop down there. And then moving along, there is the Thetford Tower fridge and freezer, 142 litre capacity. When you're on electric hookup, it's going to run through the electric. If you're off-grid, however, it will use gas. Love the wood finish, it matches the rest of the motorhome. Let me just open this up. This is one of my favourites. You get so much storage within the fridge itself, and then the freezer capacity as well. There's a good amount in there. Closing that up, and if I just move downwards, under the town fridge and freezer, if I drop this down, there's another bit of storage here. Just be careful though, obviously, of those pipes there. Right, what I'll do, I'll come back to the all-in-one shower room and we'll move backwards. Now, as we move backwards, the Weinsberg has a great number of sunroofs. I already showed you the one in the cab. Then we have a central one here. This does open, you can see that you can pull it up there. It's got the blind and the fly screen. Then above me, I've got a further sunroof here. Again, you can open that up, blind and a fly screen. And then I'm going to carry on further back, and we've got another one back here. So really good. If you want air conditioning, you can fit air conditioning. That's something that you can spec or obviously get your dealer to do. Right, so back here we have the longitudinal beds or single beds. Really good length. These are both 200 centimetres long and 82 centimetres wide. If you want to make it into a double bed, there's an additional cushion, and you pull this out under here. There is a ladder, and you've got one big huge double bed. So totally up to you again, whether it's singles or a double. Let's start in this corner over here. So coming along on each side of the 640, there's these storage compartments with the elastic bands on these, no elastic band on that one. This one back here has a plug socket and a USB charging point. The walls, we have these small little curtains with the nets, solid wall boards, and then a blind and a fly screen here. This does open. Coming along on the back, a shelf, some downlighters. Again, the really nice LED lighting, and imagine on a night time, this is going to look lovely. And then 3 separate storage cupboards. Open these up. There we go. So you can see all the way back there, and these clasps are absolutely phenomenal. The build quality, I must say, at the price point is very solid. Really solid clasps. If I close these down, nice and solid. And they're not banging up on the ceiling either. Close those down, nice and solid. And that continues round here and then to my near side corner. There's no USB or plug socket charger in this one. And then we've got further storage with the bands again, and then a window on the near side too. And then that leads into the wood area and storage under the bed. So let's have a look at that next. So if I just step down, what you will get is a privacy curtain here. So on a night time, slide that across here. There's also a couple of hooks as well, so you can hang items there. And then we have this wardrobe storage. If I just pop down here, so under the near side bed, you'll see under there storage. There's a rail as well, so you can use it as a wardrobe for hanging if you wish. That is a really good amount of space under there. Close that up. These slide along quite nicely as well. And open this one up as well. This one's a little bit different. You'll see we've got a shelf here, so no hanging space. And then if I just lift that up, you can access those other parts down there as well if needs be, or put items on there. And then I'll stand up, slide that round. Just under here, there is a huge storage space under there, and it does lead through into that garage. So you'll be able to put all sorts of bits in there. So in terms of storage, there's loads of it. And this motorhome, it is under 7 metres long. Yeah, we've got excellent sized beds, loads of storage, a well-equipped kitchen, tower fridge and freezer, and then this all-in-one washroom. Now, I like this as well, and the reason I like this, if I open this up, is because instead of it being the normal, literally all-in-one, where the shower is part of the toilet and the sink, it has its own shower cubicle within this space. And this isn't often something that you do see, so it is nice to have it broken down. So this is the shower that I'm stood in at the moment. There is a shower screen here, there's a press stud holding it in place. When you want to use it, you can wrap it round yourself, fold this part out, and then we have the chrome shower. You'll be able to put your shower gels here. This obviously is intrusion from the exterior, Put bits on there. Wet towels you can hang on this bar up here. So yeah, you've got your own shower space, and the benefit of this is once you've finished showering, you can step out. You've got somewhere out here to put your towel so it's nice and dry. Step out and get dried in this area, and all your floor isn't drenched. So I really like the shower. And then this is a bit different. I'll show you this bit first. So when you want to use the loo, we're going to pull this up and just slide the sink out of the way. It's on a magnet, and that reveals our Dometic toilet. So flush toilet. I've already sat on it to test it out, so I can tell you there's plenty of room to close the door as well. You don't have to worry about that. When you are finished on the loo, slide it back across and you've now got your sink. Nice chrome tap, it matches the rest of the chrome in the motorhome. Good size sink, place to put your toiletries, and then a large mirrored cabinet. Nice lighting again. Opening the cabinet, this is good. So there's a good amount of space here for taller items and then smaller items here. They have put a little lip. A little bar on there would have just finished it for me, as you probably know. But yeah, that's a good amount of space. It's the solid back wall there, solid ceiling. And as well as this mirror, there's also a mirror here. And I do like the fact that we haven't just got plain white walls. Again, it's entry level, but we've got the wooden finish, a huge mirror. There is a sunroof for ventilation. There's also a toilet roll holder as well. That's in the chrome finish. And there is a blower for the air-blown heating from the Truma system. I know I'm getting a bit excited, but yeah, to be fair, this is fabulous. So yeah, brilliant, brilliant washroom. Everything in here, just an extra bar on there would have made me very happy. And it's just worth noting that stepping into the washroom, you probably lost maybe 8 centimetres of headroom potentially off that 200 centimetres. But I'd say you're still well over a 190 in here. It's a lovely washroom, and it's nice to see that wood and the mirrored finish. I think that's done the motorhome justice. So great size length beds and width as well at 82 centimetres. You can change that into a double if you want. Loads of storage. Excellent on the Thetford Tower fridge and freezer. This is good as well, pleased with that. Nice lounge area, plenty of headroom, some lovely lighting, a nice kitchen, and the bonus of the additional worktop flap. Compromise the cupboard with the shelf. I think personally I just do away with the shelf and open that up a bit. But in terms of the internal finish, that's absolutely beautiful, and the wood gives it a really warm finish as well. So that is the Weinsberg. It's the MEG 640 Pepper Edition on Mercedes, under 7 metres long, 3.5 tonnes, or you can opt for that heavier chassis if you want. Priced here at premium with the extras, £90,000. But obviously with fewer extras, it would bring that price down. I'll put a link in the description to premium so you can check out all the motorhomes that they have, and to Weinsberg, the website, so you can spec yours up. But as far as I'm concerned, that is the best value Mercedes motorhome you will buy brand new at the moment. And that interior, for me, is not a compromise. Let me know what you think, but I've looked forward to testing this one out for a while, and I'm pleased to have done it. Thanks to Premium who've let us come and film today, that's appreciated. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.